What's going on, YouTube family? It is February 28th. I am back with another one. I hope everyone is having a great day. Once again, I appreciate the comments and the support. We're going to keep this thing going. I want to get this out to as many folks as we can. The amount of misinformation is off the charts, and we're going to keep stopping them at every juncture. Without further ado, let's get it.
Full of passport bros in my comments and inbox who wanted to be funny. I guess it's time for me to be hilarious. Class is in session. Let's go. To the married passport bro, you know who you are. You're married to a non-melanated woman. This does not apply to you. I'm going to respectfully and politely ask you to exit before I hurt your feelings. Exit is that way. To the black man that decided that he was going to send me a video of a man singing about women being over 40 and unmarried with their degrees and with their businesses and careers. Black women are the least married demographic because black women are less likely to date and marry outside of their race.
I don't know why we got to do this to her. All right, you guys heard her. Least likely to date outside the race. So I just went to pewresearch.com, took a whole 30 seconds, and we can look clearly right here. You've got women in teal, men in like the darker green. If you come down right here, women, white women at that, 10% marry outside of their race. Of course, if you look at the heading, black men are twice as likely as black women to intermarry. And I think that's obvious. When you look at what we're presented to marry, I think it's clear as to why we're twice as likely to date elsewhere, because it's just simply not a good investment. If you come a little bit lower, Hispanics, that's one thing. Right here, black women, right here, 12% in comparison to 10% in white females. So no, sorry, ma'am. White women are actually the least likely at the moment to date outside the race.
Black women are the most educated demographic across the country.
Oh my gosh, stop. All right, so clearly you can see this is broken down by associates, masters, bachelors, and then doctorate right here, okay? You've got male on top, female on the bottom. Here's your totals. Here's your percentages per the distribution. Associate's degree right here, black females, 13.6% in comparison to Hispanic, and then white females. They're the least. So you're clearly in associates. Bachelors, come on down here, 11.4%. Still not really leading any educational attainment. Not in these two categories, bachelors or associates, and certainly far under what we see for white females. Move on to masters. Okay, here's the first time we're seeing any kind of shift in at least the alignment from first, second, and third, what I'm basing this off of. Now you can see 14.7% black females, okay, have master's degrees compared to 11.6% in Hispanic. And then obviously white women are are leading this one. It really wasn't that much of a surprise. And then doctorate, coming on down here, the gap in between black and Hispanic is even closer in the higher degree attainment, but still not even close at all to white women. So no, ma'am. They are not the most educated. I don't know where that comes from. The closest thing I saw to most educated was really most enrolled. And I don't want to get into that on this video, but in so many words, college is promoted to many African-American women, not to put them in a very high earning position, but it's to dump them in debt. So we'll go to the next point.
Black women are homeowners, business owners, doctors, lawyers, judges, nurses, all across the board. We are providing for ourselves because the black man made it painfully obvious that he didn't want to provide for us. You guys don't.
Well, what that really is the investment or return on us providing for you is just poor. We're not giving anything at least tangible, worthwhile for the long term. And I'm just going to attribute this to something like a restaurant. If you knew a restaurant was going to close in 5 years, and what I mean by that is they're already the most higher likelihood of a divorce. Most marriages with black women, if you make it past 5 years, is a feat in and of itself, or even marriage for that matter. But likelihood, more than likely, is going to be a divorce. And if I knew a restaurant I'm currently investing in is closing in 5 years or less, why the hell would I invest my time or money into it? It just doesn't make sense.
Obvious that he didn't want to provide for us. You guys don't want to take a woman to dinner unless you're getting your dick sucked at the end of the night.
Funny you say that. A lot of y'all be wanting these $300, $400 dates, $200 dates probably. And I'm just going to be honest. I mean, how many men have taken girls out to these kind of excursions, these trips, or no, I'm sorry, not trips, these first night dates, experiences. We do this and we get jack dry nothing in return. Now, on the other hand, you got men from other races taking girls out for a whole lot less and getting the peace leave. So on one hand, you getting the better bang for your buck. On the other hand, you run the risk of being ghosted, never talked to again, and just simply enjoy for a free meal. So yeah, it's once again a bad investment. Sorry.
So yeah, the same table that you asking her what she brings to, she's building that table and putting food on it. You'll have a black woman who has the mind and money of a CEO but is dating the custodian because...
Wow, we were... Oh my God. Mind and money of a CEO. So right here in front of you, I've got the average CEO salary in the United States currently is around $812,000. That's median as of 2023. Now, even the shittiest of CEOs are closer to $433,000 a year. Now, how many black women do we know earning that kind of money? I mean, this is the lowest of the low, but you're telling me there's many females in that category, black ones at that, who are sharing the same pockets? I don't think so. And here's what she meant by a custodian. The reason this one actually hit home a little bit for me is I have an uncle who has an extremely successful custodian business, over 20 different dealerships, and made a ton of money, still makes money, and retired early. But anyway, if we go back to the definition, you can see right here, it's not the top one, someone who's responsible or looks after something. She's referring to more of a janitor. That's really what she's saying. So apparently there's a lot of black females out there with the mind and money of a CEO marrying janitors. Incredible. I can't believe she put us all in that bucket, but wow. Okay.
She loves the black man and sees his potential and will not accept mediocrity. That's why you guys are going overseas. You're going overseas because you want to pay $100 for some sucky and a woman that you think is going to sit down and shut up. Not.
Somebody's jealous. Oh, and I don't even want to get into that on this, but all I'm going to say is $100 goes a whole hell of a lot further than $100 overseas goes a whole hell of a lot further in regard to what you can do versus what you're going to get over here in America. So in my comparison, if I'm going to spend $100 and get 4 dates with, 4 different times to get some peace leave versus 1 date at around $250-$300 with 0 peace leave, yeah, I'm definitely going to get a better bang for my buck overseas. So yeah, I'm certainly not entertaining the BS over here, and we'll happily go overseas. You're 100% correct.
Realizing that those women overseas, they get just as much education as we do. That's why they're able to come over here. You ever go to the emergency room? Who do you see the majority of?
Well, according to you, it was black women who are judges, lawyers, homeowners, doctors, nurses, and all these sort. But now all of a sudden, it's foreign women. Interesting. Sounds like you like to manipulate information in the best way that makes you look like you're correct, because in one breath you literally just said you guys are the most educated as black women, and now all of a sudden it's foreign women as the doctors. Which is it?
Foreign women as your doctors because they're over there getting their education.
Which is it?
Or you want to date the white women who are only dating you as a token, a trophy, a big dick, or a way to piss off her father. And speaking of fathers, a lot of you black men need to deal with your daddy issues because you do have them. You just don't want to have them. You don't want to admit that you have them because it's easier for you to blame your mother. See, it's easy to blame the person that's sitting right next to you.
Well, for the men who grow up with just their mother, a lot of times it's many, many years of only hearing one side of the story. And when you become of age, probably have kids, or even develop a relationship with your father, you begin to understand, oh, there are 2 sides to the story. Maybe not everything I was told growing up was true. Uh-oh, maybe majority of it, if not all of it, wasn't true. And that in actuality, the differences and ways that things were made difficult for the father to stay was the reason why he chose to leave. But of course, this instance, it never occurred to her. According to this lady, it's all the men. He just one day got up and decided to say, I'm out.
You're not going to blame the father that created you, that helped create you and made her a single mother? It's kind of triggering, isn't it?
I think it's triggering the fact that you don't take any accountability. You act like it is all the man's fault. But okay, that's cool.
Because some of you have multiple baby mothers and multiple children that you didn't marry. She was good enough to be your baby mother, but not good enough to be your wife because she was asking you to keep your dick in your pants and love and respect and adore her as you do other women.
Well, the funny thing about that is women ultimately have the decision whether to bring the child to term. So I don't know if that's, just forgotten or what, but a lot of these women who she's talking about pursue men who are the pookies. They're the guys that, drug deal, gangbang, could be perceived as cool. You know what I'm saying? Someone who's in the streets has a lot of women after him, and they choose to still lay with that kind of guy, knowing he isn't the one who's going to be there long term. How many celebrity women do this, get left, and then they influence thousands, if not tens of thousands of black women to do the same thing. But of course, this has no truth to it at all. I'm just making it all up.
You didn't want to do that because you're too arrogant to do so. See, I told you this was going to be funny.
It is funny. Very.
You laughing yet? Because I certainly am. Because I know that I'm burning a hole in your drawers, and that's okay. And if you want proof that you guys don't like to take accountability, just go back a couple months ago when y'all got that black woman fired for saying that you guys need to go heal yourselves and stop disrespecting us.
Funny you say that, because what I find to be very hilarious about that whole instance is her job fired her. The guys that she's talking about decided to simply bring it to her employer's attention that this is a representation of your company, not only to just new clients and current clients, but trashing black men. And then in one breath, she says, we need the most amount of attention. So if you present something that's out there for everybody to see, and the job comes back and decides the best decision is to part ways, whose fault is that? Did she not put it out there to begin with? But of course, that would mean she's got accountability. And in this lady's idea, that doesn't exist. She did nothing wrong.
I said what I said. You guys don't cherish or treasure any woman. You treasure and cherish yourselves, and you don't want to heal yourselves because you don't see anything wrong.
Wrong. Absolutely wrong. We choose to cherish and invest our money in assets, or at least something that makes sense, which is going to be a traditional woman from overseas. So yeah, and unfortunately, if you, and honestly and truly, women like this are dangerous because she's just old enough to where, in the way she is in her masculine frame, spewing nothing but misinformation, there's a bunch of black women who are out there believing this shit. They're not researching it. They're not taking 10, 15 seconds just to make sure these constant lies, shaming language, falsehoods aren't perpetuated. And unfortunately, they are, because they just simply don't choose to take an extra step and back up the information by research. And I can tell from the way she's spewing it, if she really was born in 69, this lady is in her mid 50s acting as if she is right as rain. And it's a damn shame. Well, guys, that's all I got. Unfortunately, I wanted to end this on a lighter note, but we have to keep putting this information out. These women do not deserve to have platforms, especially with misinformation that is easily refutable. It didn't take me more than 5 minutes to look this information up and put this together. All right. But anyway, leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Is there any points in this that she said that was true? I mean, in my opinion, I couldn't find it. I really did struggle to find any part of what she said factual, but I'm open to any kind of critiques. Please drop some links down there and let me know. I'd be happy to look into it. Until the next, peace.